Dude, what is up? How you doing?
I'm doing.
Bushwicks.
How are you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. Well, I'm trying to do, I'm trying to do good here. But so what have you been doing last 3 days? Well,
um, Honestly, really, last 3 days I've been just kind of trying to troll Loth as much as possible. Just
okay.
kind of hit and run. Uh, Last night I was doing a whole bunch up by East Bite, just running around, just making them mad.
Yeah, I
Um,
I got I got relocated. I was over there. I was over in the I was in Dagor, kind of by Emin, and I got totally relocated. I killed like 29 armies though. It was freaking nuts.
well,
Like not
I
even exaggerating. It was literally 29 armies that I destroyed before I finally got relocated.
well, I'll send you right now. I'm literally at the tip of Dago and they're at my doorstep right now.
Dang, you are.
Uh,
Yeah, you're in the firing line basically. Oh, here they are. Yeah, dude. Good luck. Ooh. So I guess
I
for
mean,
so for anyone
I
who
don't
doesn't know, I was gonna go into what happened the last 3 days. You want to go into that, or are you gonna say something?
know. I was just gonna say like I don't even know who this person is. I've never seen this person before in my life.
Yeah, right. I don't know who that person is either. They probably don't talk in chat. That's why. Oh,
Uh,
was that French? It looks French.
Probably, I don't know.
I don't
What's
know
that?
either. I don't know either.
I mean, we could ask Momo.
Right. Whatever though. You're hopefully gonna slap him here. Oh, yeah, you slapped him. Let's take a look. Well, yeah, 48 Legolas. Yeah, dude, Legolas, a good Legolas really does kind of like hurt Witch King a pretty decent amount, I found.
Yeah,
Like it just chunks you. It's annoying. It's like a Dwalin. It just chunks your Witch King up. You always beat it usually, but it chunks you.
yeah. I mean that, and that's the thing too. It's I'm trying. My Witch King. He's still a work in progress after 3 seasons. Unfortunately, last season, season two, I had potentially the worst luck with item pulls
I mean,
out
this
of
is
anyone I know.
this is looking good, dude. This is looking real good.
Well, the drums, I literally pulled the drums 2 days ago. I did
Mm,
not have any drums of Moria before that.
okay.
I had a Palantir, but it was a irreparable injury, so
Yeah.
but
The attack on the drums is why you love the drums. You just love that
yeah,
plus attack.
yep.
Um, and that scale mail kind of sucks, but like, do you know why the 12 might isn't very good?
I have no idea.
So you probably used the better versions of scale mail to refine this 12 might. So you really don't. So like 2.50 might is like 2.5% army damage
Okay.
across the board. So I mean, you're adding 12 might on a piece of gear when scale mail has like the army damage reduction, I think, right? I don't know what it's actually. I have it. Hold on. It's called something. It's called. It reduces your at max refine. It's like 6% reduced damage,
Okay.
melee vigor, and I mean over a course of a whole fight, that's like 60% damage mitigation over 10 rounds. That's
Yeah. Yeah,
damage.
that's
So
pretty
that's
heavy.
like I think Santa runs that on his Witch King, and that's really good. And I think there's something else too that Scale Mail
Well,
has.
I can't really compare anything I have to Santa. Let's be real here.
Yeah, that's
Like
true.
the man, I mean, the
Yep.
man's frightening.
He is indeed. Is indeed. The guard. There's the every 2 rounds when allied units defense +5. I think that's even better than might, but maybe not. But
Probably.
so you probably used a decent scale mail thing to upgrade it, but whatever. It doesn't matter. I mean, the might isn't the worst thing that you could possibly have, and scale mail is pretty good. So I mean that gear looks great to me. You know, looks like
Yeah.
some good stuff. Like you're gonna pwn a lot of people until you run into a Gilgalad, and then your cheeks clapped.
Well, I almost ran into one last night because our good old friend E was up there and at East Light, and he messaged me and he's like, "You want to come play?" I was like, "No, no, I really don't, because I know what you have sitting right next to me."
So we can let's get into what happened 3 days ago. You know,
Yeah,
so we were just like doing our own thing, and then Arnor and one of their leaders was like, "Hey, we're gonna betray you guys, or betray Isengard, which we're allied to. And so if we're allied to them, that means we have to respond when they are attacked because we're good allies, and we are good. Yeah, we're just good allies, right?
yep,
So that means we're all now we're at war. But now, if we're at war with Arnor, that means their allied faction, which is Loth, is now at war with us as well. Therefore, purging the whole entire server into one big war. And that's sure, that's fine on the surface. The only problem with that is we were playing the game like we had a solid ally the whole time, right? Like from like day one, we're like, we have a solid ally. We're gonna just fuck shit up in other places because we know that even if we make enemies on the rest of the server, that's okay because we got good allies, right? So meanwhile, we're like going to town and we're attacking Gondor pretty heavily, like real heavily, and then we're not making any friends with Gundabad. We're not making any friends with the dwarves. We're up there. We're invading them as well, at the same time. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, Arna's like, "We're bored. We want a
yeah,
PvP. We haven't done anything all season yet." And I'm like, "Well,
yeah.
get in the action." But the problem was what? I think didn't they say that they were attacking Rohan, but Rohan wasn't responding, right, or something like that?
I think it was something like that, like because I know I think they and Loth were supposed to be fighting Rohan while we were fighting Gondor, because Rohan and Gondor had the unified faction going on at one point, and it just but it was like they're both full factions, and they got hit and toppled over like
They
a
didn't fight.
it was like a house of cards in a hurricane. It just slammed down like it was like bugs on a windshield. I don't even know, man. And I think that's what it was that it, like everyone expected it to be this huge big, at least like a week and a half drawn out war with these two factions, and next thing you know, it's like what, a day and a half later and it's over.
Yeah, day and a half hours later, and the problem was the biggest whales I've ever seen in my entire life live in Arnor, and now those whales are bored. They
What?
paid ease. I mean, dude, some of these guys, I inspected some of those reports. Full golden across the board, full golden refined. Do you know how freaking nuts that is? To be full golden refined on these golden items? Dude, that is
Yeah,
easily 5 grand or more. Like, easy. Like, not even like, oh, it's 10 grand. That has to be like 10. Dude,
dude,
I,
it has to be. I mean, I think the most refined piece of gold equipment I have is a Berserker's Raiment. That's a 3-star strengthened and a 1 gold star refined.
yeah, I'm farther up than you. I got a lot of purples. I have one golden maxed up item, but it's not refined though. It's just leveled up. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's not refined. It's got a 2-star refine, and that's I have one item that way. These guys had every item on their mains, just absolutely disgusting. And I'm pretty well off in the purple department. You know what I mean? Like I put my time and resources in, but this was just on another level. And
yeah,
the problem is when those guys pay all that money, they don't pay money to do nothing
sit
with
there.
it. Yeah,
Yeah,
just sit there and farm. And that was like the general consensus was like, man, these guys are not gonna want to sit in a cozy alliance all season long and do nothing.
no,
And then that's what kind of screwed us, right? Because they were like, we're gonna attack you and break the alliance because we're
yep,
bored.
yeah. And then, like you mentioned in one of your previous videos, I think mentioned it that they were smart. They had a backup ally. They had Linden on the back burner that we didn't know about. While
Yeah.
we're just like, oh yeah, no, we're good. We don't need any backups. We don't need anything.
Right. We just
And
going to town.
we were just like, hey, we're just gonna go to town and do our thing. And it kind of turned around and bit us in the ass in in the long run.
Because we end up because when they did that was the whole server. The whole server was against us, and we know what happens when you have the whole server. I mean, it happens, right? I mean,
Yeah,
it's fine. Like it. I'm not mad. I'm not salty about it. It's unfortunate, obviously. But I can take an L. But like when the whole server is against you, like we've been playing long enough to know what happens, right? You get the death by like 1,000 cuts. You get cut here, you get cut there, you start bleeding, inactivity, loss of resources and land. You lose something here, you lose something there the next week, and then everything just crumbles and they just sweep right in and take everything.
yep.
It's just you
I
can kind of
mean, although I will say, honestly, with with the almost the entire server being against us, I'm actually kind of surprised that in the last 3 days, only what two uh keeps have fallen. Looks like Pelargir
yeah.
and Brownland keep fell.
Well, I think half of that reason is um so we crippled Gondor pretty good, right? And we've been fighting them this whole time, so they kind of rallied now that they had some pressure off them. They kind of were, and Loth is actually even down here too, helping. They're in Anorian by Minas Tirith, and there's a battle going on right now around Minas Tirith. Looks like at one of the crossings.
Yeah.
So the Gondor was able to come back a little bit. We were still kind of fighting Loth, even though, well, we actually haven't said what we did. We ended up just saying F you and we stopped playing, kind of. Like, I mean, we decided that it'd be more fun to play on a startup and let the heat die down, because the whole server's against us. We lost, right? You could
Yeah.
either spend 8-10 hours a day struggling, trying to piece it together, and then the Gloth and Arnor get what they want, right? Because they want good PvP, right? Because they spend all this
Yeah.
money. They want good, awesome battles. They want good content. They want to destroy us with their awesome whale money. Um, so we were kind of like, well, we're not going to give you the satisfaction of doing that at all.
Yep.
You want a PvP against us? Tough, dude. We're just not going to PvP. How about that? If you want to take our land, go ahead. It's gonna be gone regardless. We can try, but I mean, we've been playing long enough to know you lose regardless, right? But we're gonna and then there's the naysayers that are like, oh, you gotta fight till the end, and it's like, guys, you sure can fight to the end if you want, right? You definitely can. No one's leaving, but we're just not PvPing with them. We're gonna avoid them as much as we can.
Yeah.
We're gonna fight Gondor, maybe throw up against some Gundabad up there,
Yeah.
because they kind of joined the Loth side. They hopped on the bandwagon, which again is fine to do. It's smart to do. You can't blame anybody for hopping on the bandwagon. I don't know, trying to get some points for a season.
Yeah,
So
no, you can't. I mean, you can't blame anyone to do that. And I mean, like, really, it's not. I mean, it's not the same, really. But I mean, look at our season two. By
yeah,
the end of it, it was what, four factions against Erebor. The only difference being that, out of those four factions, the amount of players added together from all four factions was probably about equivalent to the amount of players in Erebor.
right, yeah, that would
It
be the
wasn't
difference.
it wasn't four, like we're looking at now, like
Like,
two or three full factions plus like a few smaller factions against us, one full faction, and then Isengard, which is what, about half full.
yeah,
So
yeah. So I think someone did the math, and it's like over 1,000 players versus like 300 ish. So yeah, yeah. I didn't do the math myself. I just heard someone say that, so I don't even know that for sure. But that's what it sounded like,
I
and
mean, it sounds about right.
yeah. And I don't know. I just haven't been PvPing. I've been only Sans basically. Our fellowship, our warband. We basically just stopped. Everyone's kind of stopped. Everyone jumped ship, right? To that you did. I mean, what should I jump ship? You left to
Yeah, yeah. I went over to our little startup
right.
on.
I shouldn't say left. That's the wrong word. You went on vacation, kind of.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
because we all talked about it, and from between, I don't know about yours because we had different season one servers. But I know our season one server was very hectic and chaotic the entire time. Season two was extremely hectic and chaotic the entire time. And now, you look at our season three, the way it's playing out, and it's not going to be any better. But, season one, it's much more laid back. There's far fewer whales. Everyone's just kind of chilling. So a whole bunch of us got together and we're like, and not just us, not just our players, but some other players we know from other factions that kind of are tired of the attitude going on the server. We're all just talking, and we're like, let's go do a new season one and all play together in the same faction. So we hopped over to a brand new server, um, and we started up and started playing in a faction together, and so far so good. I mean, it is what it is, and we're all kind of just like, it's
You're enjoying the game, right? You're just
yeah,
having fun. That's the whole
we're just
point.
we're just enjoying the game. Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's a game. You're supposed to have fun, and it's not supposed to be stressing
Hmm.
about it. So
Right. Right.
we're all just like you said. We're not leaving because, of course, most of us have put enough money into these particular accounts on this server that we
Yeah.
there's no way we're just gonna abandon it.
Like me.
Uh, yeah, like you, some of
Zags.
our other players.
Yeah.
I mean, me for sure. I probably haven't put nearly as much in as some people, but it's enough where
But
I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not just gonna toss it away. Like I'm gonna step away. We're gonna go on a little vacation. We're gonna have a fun little season one until this season kind of blows over and see what's going on and go from
exactly.
there.
Yeah. Yeah. Me, I can't even justify just having fun somewhere else. Cause like, what happens if I get something good? Then I'm gonna feel bad about leaving it behind. And I don't
Yeah,
want
I
to.
got
I don't
you.
want to feel like that. I don't want to feel bad.
Well, and that's kind of my worry too, because honestly, I already had two servers I played on, and now this is a third, and I'm sitting here and I'm just like, I'm scared to actually pull Mathams because I'm like, what if I get some ridiculous awesome T3, and now I'm like, well, crap, I can't just throw this server away.
Yeah. You can't. You can't just like, oh, dude, it's too good now. You're gonna opponent on the server. And then another thing too is they jumped on a Rohan starter, and I would never go Rohan myself. But regardless of that, I would never go good again. I would hate to play or non RP. I don't want to play against an enemy Witch King. Like that's why I'm evil. Because Witch King's OP, and I don't want to face someone with a Witch King. I just don't want to do it. I don't want to get slapped by a Sauron. You know what I mean? Just, dude,
Yeah,
it's better on this side. Just better,
yeah.
in my opinion. Even though there's less of us, it's just better.
Yeah, I mean, and you're not wrong, but so I now have two good servers and one evil server, the server that we play on
Mm.
together.
So,
And
what do you have on your good servers? Anything good?
so on my my original server, it was the very first one I started at my first good server. I think the my personal favorite that I like to play with, especially now, because on that one as well, we are Rohan. And so I have two Rohan servers going at the same time. And my personal favorite on that one is I have a R respect level 8 or 9, I can't remember what it is, Aowen.
It's pretty good.
And yeah, and so what's really fun, and that server is in season 4 right now, so it's a forced good versus evil. And the one thing that's working out for me that I like on her is that she has, with her R5 main skill maxed out, you get think it's
Stun immunity.
stun immunity, like
Yeah,
full
stun.
on stun immunity
Yep.
at all times.
Yep.
And then I have a fully maxed out and refined cavalry helm that gives madness immunity for the first 2 rounds. So fighting
That's pretty
against
good.
evil, the first 2 rounds, I can't have madness used against me. I can't have stun used against me.
And she does
Um,
good damage.
and it's just straight damage.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, it works out pretty well. I have a pretty solid Dwalin. Um, I don't have any T3s on either of my good servers, especially my original one that I've played 4 seasons with now. I have not gotten a single T3.
Wow.
And then, of course, so what happened with this server was kind of the same thing we're doing now. Our season 2 on the good server, we were Gondor. Apparently, everyone decided they wanted to be Gondor. Season was decided within like 2 weeks. Like, we had half the map, wiped out everyone. 2 weeks into the season, it's over. So a bunch of us got bored because there was no one left to fight, and we decided we were going to try out Evil and come over to the Evil server. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna join it. I'll be free to play on this and blah blah blah. And lo and behold, I think it was like day 3. I opened up like a 5 stack of Mathams that I had saved up, and I get a Witch King invite. And I'm like, well, I guess I have 2 permanent servers now.
Yeah, dude. Witch King is just the best. And you got a Khaldun. That's pretty good. I like Khaldun a lot.
Yeah, my Khaldun's pretty good. And then you know, I got
Gothmog.
I got my Gothmog, I got my Grond and my mini Grond, man. I got my Gothmog and my Ogthak because I have a strange
Updeck.
obsession with sieging keeps.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with it.
I mean, like, I like to do it by myself.
Oh, yeah. Tell me that story. I heard something about that, but I don't.
Yeah, so season 2, when you and I first met, it didn't everything was so hectic it didn't pan out the way it did for me in season 1. But so season 1, and in season 1 I didn't have Magathmog, I didn't have Ukthak, I didn't or an R5 Ukthak. I just had the only one I had that did any sort of extra siege damage was a Yusra. And so I was bored, and I decided, I was gonna go and try and solo a keep by myself, little 160, whatever. And it was behind enemy lines, but season 1, you don't really have the population to fully clear areas as you go.
Right.
Um, so it was a keep we had lost. I still had a fort within range, but it was kind of hidden out of the way, off the
Uh-huh.
beaten path.
Yep.
And so I sent a bunch of commanders up there, and I went and I attacked the keep when Loth wasn't looking, and took it back by myself. And then I disappeared, and I was like, man, that was kind of fun. Like, I'm gonna keep doing this. So in the beginning, I think the first one that happened with was I think it was Forward Waith. And
So you just going
so
around just slapping keeps by yourself, just left
yeah,
and right.
so I started off, I'm just like, okay, this is kind of fun. I slap a couple of 160 keeps. Season 1, it's what, 6 or something level 20 or 10 level 25 armies, and then like 6 million siege damage. It's not hard to do.
Right.
So I did like, I slapped like 2 or 3 160 keeps, and I started thinking to myself, and I'm like, I want to go bigger. So I keep working on my commanders. I'm heavily recruiting alchemists because, siege damage. And I ended up going out, and in that season, the highest keep I ended up taking was Ettenmoors, which is a 760 keep.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I solo sieged that, and I think season 1, I think it's like 20 level 40 armies, and like 16 million uh siege
Jeez.
durability.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And so I was like, okay, well, I've done that now. And I was like, well, I don't, and that one came down to the wire. I think I finished it with like 5 minutes left in the hour that you're given.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, okay, um, what's next? What's the next step? I was like, I don't think I can do the next step up. I'm not going to be able to take down
Right.
the next step up. I was like, so what else can I do to challenge myself? And so I decided that I wanted to see if I could solo a 160 keep with no Warhorn.
That's nuts, dude. Why are you doing that
which
to
I
yourself?
which I ended up doing. That also almost took the entire hour, but I ended up completing it. And so
You're mad, dude.
by the end of season 1, I had soloed a grand total of 10 keeps.
Dude, that's freaking nuts.
And
Definitely recruiting you for next season, yeah, dude. Where's that this season, dude? What's going on?
Dude, well, of course, it didn't help me that this season we're in now started on the first day of my little brother's wedding weekend. So like I had to drive
Yeah, you're out.
to
Yeah,
this
that's it,
place,
dude.
and
Yeah, you
I'm in the wedding. It's a whole big thing.
the
So
whole thing. Yeah.
I missed like the whole first weekend. I'm already starting off, you know, like I log on and I'm like, okay, cool. Maybe I'm not that far behind, and I'm looking around and there's guys already taking like 230 tiles, and I'm like, all right, I'm
Dude.
screwed.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, that level 45 Witch King still. I was like, but you know what? There was some Wolf members talking in chat today asking someone for help taking the 200.
Are you
So,
serious?
yeah. Not to put them on blast, but kind of putting them on blast.
Yeah, man.
I don't know. They're like and you feel bad for them too, 'cause they're like the last guy. Like, I don't think Glow is only, or not Only Sands. Only Sands is not fighting. Glow is kind of fighting. But like not all of them are fighting. I think
Yeah.
Wolf is the only guys that are like, we're still in
100%
this.
still committed.
But in my head, I'm just like, you guys just don't understand. I don't think, because they really weren't part of the negotiations.
Yeah.
Um, and like the whole diplomacy, like they like weren't a part of like the Loth honor deal. I don't think, and they really just, I mean, bunch of very enthusiastic leaders there, but I don't think they really knew
What was going on
when we
Yeah.
lost. Like when we had lost, they were like, "What's going on?" Like, no, guys, this is it. Like, you, unless a random person decides to help us against the whole random faction decides to help us against the whole server, this is GG. You know.
Yeah,
But
pretty much. I mean,
so out of all of us, I think Wolf is the only faction that's still fighting. But they weren't. They don't have all the big boys though, as far as like the heavy
yeah.
hitters. That's like us and Glow have like the
Glow. Yeah.
heavy the big boys. So
Yeah, God mode type guys.
yeah, so we're losing. Like they've already taken Pelargir and Brownlands, and they are about to take Daggerlad, I'm pretty sure. Yep. They're right on it, ready to take it. Probably they have Horn. They might not have Horn, but they're both on it, so I don't know who's gonna take it. But this kind of the sad thing is, I thought we would last a little longer than we are, but it doesn't look like it.
Well, like
they're
you
on
said,
they're
like,
on more they're on the Black
we
Gate.
found out what was going on. Like we were like, okay, and like at first, I know at first we were putting up a good resistance. I know we held up. It was just Loth, but we held up Loth.
Yeah, we pushed them back. We were doing really well. Like we did fantastic. We were definitely winning. And then like that morning, we were like, guys, that Gondor vote came through, and the Gondor was like, nope, we're not gonna side with you guys, which is reasonable, right? We just pushed their faces in,
Yeah.
We took their capital, we did everything. Like, why would they want to, aid us now? Hey.
Yeah.
So I get it, And I also get like Loth not technically helping us, even though we are allies or we were allied.
Yeah.
People were
And I mean,
people were throwing to some shade on the leader Osmosis Jones, but I don't think he did anything wrong. I think he just stuck with his ally, and they're the united faction, right? So Loth has to obviously go with Arnor, even if Arnor is betraying us.
yeah.
Technically, it's still a better play, and then they also said like, oh, but he jumped the gun. He started fording up and taking a position as like a backstab attempt. And in my head, I'm just like, it's a smart move, man. He knows that the alliance is crumbling. He's just
And get ready for it.
he's getting ready. It's like that's what you would do in war. It's just him being a good leader and a good tactician.
Yeah. I mean,
I
I
got no.
kind of I brought it up to a leader or two, and I was, I got the, oh no, lost our ally. It's solid. We don't have to worry about it. And I was just like, okay. Like,
Yeah,
I'm not in leadership this season. I did not want to be in leadership again. I did 2 seasons of it. I was like, I just want to chill and kill things.
dude, it's so much
And
better. It's so much better just to relax, enjoy the game,
yeah,
and not have to deal with diplomacy and getting betrayed and backstabbing and this false sense of chivalry. Like, oh, I'm honorable and they aren't honorable, and like just all this stuff. And it's like, man, I just want to play the game. Can
yeah,
we just draw a line
it,
somewhere and play? You know?
yeah. Pretty much, it's a war game, and like when the Heat dies in a few weeks, I'm sure at least a good portion of the players that have, started up on our little startup server are at least gonna start kind of like splitting time. Once thing, because like you said, we're not gonna give them the fights they're looking for, and eventually whether they, as much as they're going to try to avoid it, if the real reason for this whole thing was boredom, then if they're not getting the fights they're looking for, then they're going to find them somewhere else, and
Yeah.
that's what's going to happen. Like it's like, and in a few weeks maybe heat's died down a little bit, guys start slipping back in, and put up a little bit more of a resistance. But like you said, at this point, like it's kind of like standing in front of a train and trying to stop the train. Like,
Right.
you might slow it down ever so slightly, but it's not gonna end well for you.
And then there's like the world chat people that are like, oh, Variags give up when when they're it's just getting tough for them, and oh they're just quitting while they're ahead and all this stuff. It's like, all right, well, yeah, sure, guys, whatever you want, like, whatever you want to do. We just want to
Yeah,
have some
whatever
fun.
you want to call it. It's not quitting when it gets tough. It's quitting when the odds are so stacked against you that there's
Like
like,
the end of the day, it's just a game, and
yeah.
in order for us to even have a chance, we'd have to put in way like I had to put in way too much time. Like I'd had to be on here all the time, like
Well, not
checking
only
in,
that,
defending.
you'd have to put in way too much time, and your barracks can only recruit so fast. You can only, like, you can heal what ends up in your apothecary as fast as you want, as long as you got the money, gems, and everything. You can keep popping those guys back out, throwing them back out in the field. But your barracks can only move so fast. You can
Yeah,
only fill it so quickly, and especially when you're filling it with T3s,
and
T4s,
champions. Yeah,
they take forever. So if you get cleaned out, you're down for at least a day, day and a half before you even have, really at least a decent amount enough in your barracks to fill an army 3 times to go fight.
yeah, yeah. It's just and part of me feels bad because like they are kind of right. We are kind of like we are tossing the towel, but at the same time, it's like I can see both sides. And as for me, I am I'm not participating in any PvP. I will PvP against anybody but Arnor and Loth.
Yeah.
Unless like I don't know, like if I almost said his name. if like Fat Cow were to message me or something, and like say, hey, dude, I want to test something. Sure, I'd do that, but I'm not gonna like go out of my way to like try and repel Loth or repel Arnor. I don't know. I'm just trying to slow down because you go pretty hard beginning of the season. You're playing a lot, and then it's like all
Yeah.
that playtime kind of goes to nothing. And I know like a lot of the like so our leadership, they did a lot. They were on the diplomatic side. They were just going ham, right? They were just messaging. They spent a lot of time in negotiations, a lot of time in the back and forth, and when you do, like I think I mentioned it on the last one, I was like, dude, when you do all that and then it all just crumbles, that's seriously demoralizing and it's not fun and it makes you want to stop playing the game. You need to do something that is fun and like refresh yourself almost, and because you get burnt out.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I just sent you some chords in game. Looks like a buddy of ours is scaring away some lost players here.
Oh, good old the Church of the Potato.
Yeah, good old potato man.
The Church of the Potato is at it again.
Yup.
Him and his rank 15 potato, which is Gothmog for anyone who doesn't know. My Gothmog is rank 12, but it's not rank 15.
No, that's just utterly insane.
I'm a follower of the Church of
Of the
Gothmog,
potato.
of the potato, yeah, but I have not I'm not prayed enough this season, you could say, to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, really. I
No,
actually I really used them.
my Gothmog is literally just a siege machine. I have him R6 and I just use him because last season and then this season I was hoping to be able to go in and solo another keeper too.
Would you like any tips on him? Have you ever considered possibly using him?
I have my I mean I'd like to try and use him. I like to kind of, and that's part of the reason why a lot of my commanders they don't have a whole lot of. I don't have a whole lot of high respect commanders. I don't have a lot of um, super highly upgraded or refined equipment because I'm a little bit of a pack rat, and so I'll like when I get unless it's a totally useless, there's no way I'm gonna make this commander worth it. Commander, I don't dismantle anything. I give it to the commander.
Right.
So I have a bunch of like R5s, R6s, R7s, um, but nothing super high. Um, but like I just like to try everything out. Like I throw a bunch of random stuff on things and just send it out there and see what happens, and either it slaps or I get slapped, and it.
That
I just roll with it.
that's cool. I mean that it's just you enjoying the game. That's awesome. I don't take that approach at all. I wish I had that mindset. I in my head I like look at the talents and I think I'm like I kind of like get a sense of what I think is good, and then I just discard all the rest. Like I literally like what you see in my wish list is what I want to play with, and it's just the Grima, Gothmog, and then Sauron, Witch King, and then I have Sestaro now on there because I want to try him out. Because they say he's like A tier, S tier, but I don't know. You gotta get him pretty high in the respect
Yeah.
levels. But Gothmog, dude, Gothmog is literally like my only T2 that I have like invested in. I have nothing else in any of the other T2s. It's just Gothmog, and he
Yeah.
is, dude. This because I find synergy more fun than anything else in the game. Like having like a full orc synergy or all melee unit synergy or all that kind of stuff, where you build a hero and you just like it's just Gothmog is so freaking cool, dude. Like you get like super mega damage on his R5, like 60% more damage, and then you get like all this defensive stuff and good damage resist stuff, and then you get more damage on his R1, and you have like a defensive fortify build for like defending, and that's to me that's like the coolest thing about most of these heroes is like the synergies, like the evil men synergies with Khaldun, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I love that, dude. I love that kind of stuff where you just like put evil men gear on them, you put
Oh
the
yeah.
for the talents, and then you put all evil men troops, and then you try to like give buff them up with like HP and more defense and speed. Then there's like the keeps. You get the keeps, right? The keeps that like our capital gives us like evil man speed, and it gives us like +3 speed, +5 defense, and then 8%. Oh, I actually didn't see all these. Holy cow! There's a lot of them now because it's level 25. Did you see this?
What
The buffs
no,
for the capital.
I haven't looked lately.
It's like 8% reduces wounded soldier treatment time.
Okay.
And then for every faction region you occupy, you get 100 stone.
Hmm.
And then you get army defense for evil men and speed. And then 1,000 gold, obviously. So for every region we have, we get 100 stone.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
It's cool. So, yeah, they did a really good job this season with like upgrading the keeps and the keep defense and stuff like that. That's a good addition to the game. I really enjoy that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I said, I was hoping and looking forward to attempting to solo one. I'm hoping I can do that by the end of the season. Maybe if stuff dies down, sneak up somewhere and take a 160, like I did at the end of season 2 to make myself happy.
Yeah, dude, you should definitely do it. I think there's definitely you got a chance.
Yeah,
Because
it was funny.
you can like fast travel to like Isengard lands and just like go somewhere like crazy out of the way and try to get one. you know,
Oh yeah,
just
definitely.
sneak up.
It was funny last season at the very end when we were, we had like a day and a half, 2 days left in the season and before season lock, and I was up late. I couldn't sleep. It was like 1:30 in the morning here, 2 o'clock, and I was like I couldn't sleep, and I was just like I was looking up at like Eastern Arid Mithrin, and I'm looking at it, and there's a whole bunch of, you know, Erebor peeps around it. And we didn't have anything within range, so I couldn't see if any of them are occupied or whatever. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna see what happens here. So I took my super low level commanders, put a bunch of cavalry on them to speed march my way up there, and I ended up getting like right next to the keep, and I was marching everything up. My hitter that I was my Witch King to hit it, and then all my siege up there, and as they're marching up there, I'm just watching and waiting for red arrows to just start popping up out of nowhere, and I'm just like, and I'm just watching, and as I'm hitting the keep, I'm just watching, and even around me, the some of the forts had armies in them, and I'm just like, all right, I'm just waiting for movement, and somehow I guess everyone was asleep, or they just didn't care, or they weren't paying attention, but I ended up pulling it off, and I was like, oh crap, I'm the only I was like I'm the only dude to solo a keep in our season 2. Nice.
That's awesome. This season, yeah, I don't know. So like, yeah, I'm not really even doing anything. I might PvP sometime, but as far as the rest of the group goes, I've kind of become like everyone's gone now. It's just kind of me, and so I'm just like messaging people a lot, telling them like what's happening. People that are like more casual,
Yeah.
don't know what's going on, because like I don't know, and they log on and it's like, what the hell? Where'd everybody go? So I've just been like literally just messaging tons of people like, hey, just so you guys know, everyone went on vacation. Everyone went on vacation. They'll be back probably. They'll check on the season at the end. If there's even anything to check on, get on, and maybe they're fighting each other. Who knows? And also I don't care like who hears us talk about this, obviously, because it's in a YouTube video. But like like Both wants to hear it. Arnor wants to hear it. It is what it is.
Theoretical. It's all theoretical. They could end up fighting. They could end up not fighting. They could end up turning on each other because they're bored. They could end up, being satisfied with just wiping us off the map. Who knows? It is what it is.
And if you think about it too, and I haven't telling people this, like, hey guys, it's okay. It's okay. If you look at the rewards, you don't get enough unless you have the ring to buy an item. I think So you get 100, then you get 300 for your capital and 6 regions. So that's 400. And then you get 500 if you are the number one. Wait, what did it say?
Biggest faction.
Yeah. Ranking based on number of factions, units, factions controlled points. So fully upgraded. So basically, once you fully upgraded the most amount of keeps, you get number one. That's 900. Even if you do all that, it's still, it's not 1,000. You need 1,000 to buy an item, right? 1,000 to buy a gear item. So you have to take the ring
to really be able to get anything.
to get an item. So if you don't take the ring, you're not getting an item. And it's like, you can buy a Matham in the in-game store. Ooh. So really, it doesn't matter that much. And it really doesn't matter if you're a whale. These rewards do not matter if you're a whale. If you're free to play, then it matters, definitely. But it doesn't really matter if you're a whale. It doesn't matter if you spend money on the game. Because you're getting one golden item as opposed to not,
Yeah.
So, yeah. I don't know. There's a lot. It's people just don't like losing too. There's that, but
yeah, people don't like losing, but it's also like, like in like last season, like even though when Erebor was literally on the doorstep of our capital,
right,
like there was still a chance. We had allies, and even though they were off doing their own freaking thing and not listening, we had them. There was a chance that they could pull it off.
We knew that they were coming. It was like the Rohirrim, right? They're like, they're coming. Wait till the third day in morning, and then
first light on the 5th day at dawn. Look east, except it was the southwest.
Yeah,
and and they did it. And then we had our nice little stunt with the forgotten fort left out in the middle of the
was crazy,
marshes,
dude.
So we could actually hop the Black Gate.
That was nuts. We hopped the Black Gate. They had forts built up all around it. We were stuck. They trapped us inside Mordor, essentially, except for Machu, right? And his one fort that they missed somehow. And we used that one fort to hop the Black Gate, get on the other side. We got fourth. We got our big heavy hitters down. They didn't catch us in time, and we all just hopped across. And then we ended up just sweeping them, dude. That was great.
Yeah. We kind of divided it because it was, at the time, it was, we were still fighting Rune, right? So it was Rune and Erebor kind of, side by side, not mixed in together. Mm-hmm. So we had Gondor, since they were the larger faction than us, kind of stay low and fight Erebor while we went up the higher route and we're fighting Rune and pushing them back. And yeah, it was, I got so tired of fighting evil men last season.
Yeah, dude, I was tired of fighting evil in general. I was tired of getting my Witch King beat by another Witch King that had more speed or something. I was like, oh boy. So we allied with them, and the rest was history. And I do kind of feel bad because Glow, like, I don't know, they didn't quit and we did, and I don't know. Yeah. So I feel bad, but then at the same time, it's like, wait, listen, we could try them, but it would be the same.
If we could try, it'd be the same. It'd be a lot of effort. It'd be a lot of frustration and a lot of time for the same result.
Yeah, because and they get what they want. I don't know, we've already talked about it, but they get what they want. They want good, awesome PvP content, and we are definitely the faction to give it to them. So we're just like, nah, we're not gonna do it.
Yeah, we're not gonna give it to you. Then the other end of it too is, the more we fight back, the more we resist, the more we give them what they want. They don't stop. So it ends with us getting wiped. There is no Variag territory left over.
Yeah.
But if we don't fight back and they get bored enough and end up switching focus somehow to somewhere else, whether it's infighting or whatever, there's a chance that we have things left over towards the end, and whether it's the only thing we need left is to like snatch our capital back really quick at the end of the season. If we
Right.
can, then we do it.
And that is when it ends, right? That is like if you ever had like an end in sight, the end in sight would be they take our capital. Yeah, ow, that hurts, you know. Okay, guys, you won. Now what? You know, well, now what are you gonna do? Go back to the ring and fight against each other for the ring or something?
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
like
I mean,
they can't do
they'd
that, can
have
they?
to dissolve the unified faction for that. And
Yeah, they can't. They won't do that. So really, it's just we're just done.
yeah,
we're just we're just done.
yep.
Cause
Just like my season 2 on my good server. It's 2 weeks in and it's already done.
yeah, we're done.
But I mean,
They maybe will be nice and they'll let us keep our capital, so we'll get like 400 points for the season. You know, ooh.
hey man, listen, I will enjoy my Matham that I buy.
I'm not. I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna save it. I'm
Yeah,
just gonna save it, and maybe I'll get some more points next season. Yeah. But, yeah.
I would
So
have thought that way, but I didn't,
I mean,
and
you do think that way. You said you conserve all your gear, right? So it's
I
just like
conserve all my gear, but then I don't conserve those points. And what I did, I bought gear, so
Mathem's
I
like
have
burn a hole in your brain. It's like I
yeah,
gotta use it. I
yeah.
gotta spend it. I'm the same
Yeah,
way.
it's like, and like I even tried because even though I saw the video you had shared and for that equipment chest, but after last season, like when I say I had bad luck with equipment last season, I'm talking. I think I maybe pulled a grand total of 4 purple items last season across the entire season.
That feels pretty bad.
I
Oh,
got a crap ton of respect items, but no items.
I'm never doing that again. I'm never. I went against my better judgment too. I'm never doing that again.
Well,
Like
I
that.
even tried to save up some Mathams to do that chest, beginning of the season, all those events, you can just start stockpiling Mathams. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to stockpile them. And yeah, none of them ever made it to that chest because they just burned a hole in my brain.
Yeah, they burn a hole in my brain too, and you just gotta. It's like I literally go like, should I make a video about because like math and videos you normally do pretty well on YouTube. If I don't know if you've never noticed, but I've noticed that math and videos do okay. And people like
Yeah.
watching them for some reason. Like they're like, hey, I'm gonna check and see like how they do, and because maybe maybe I got a shot, or pulling something
Yeah.
decent, or I don't know how
Yeah.
people think,
I don't
but
know. I mean, because, I, I watch other things, and a lot of guys, especially the guys from my season 1 that played with me, know is like I'm a big fan of Pokemon cards. So like I watch guys that stream and like open packs of Pokemon cards, and so I guess it's kind of the same concept, right? Like you're watching someone else open stuff
yeah,
and getting excited about it. Like
dude, I had a dream the other night about like that I had a really awesome Pokemon card collection. I don't even have Pokemon cards, but I was like I had like the nice case with like the laminated like leaves, and then you had all the cards inside each little packet or whatever, and I was like flipping through it, and I was like, this is my awesome Pokemon. I don't know. It seems like it'd be cool to have, but
yeah, I have a decent sized collection.
that's cool.
Um, Yeah, and all my stuff is like ridiculously organized, like broken down into set and subset and all in binders and everything. Yeah.
You got some expensive cards or what?
Um I
One,
have
two.
I have one or two decently valuable ones. Unfortunately, I don't have any of my ones from when I was a kid anymore cuz I could probably pay off my mortgage with those. Um
Really?
so we had my parents had a storage unit, and it ended up getting defaulted on when I was younger, and it was full of so in there along with my Pokemon cards, which I'll get into again in a second, but I had like my N64 and like all that cool stuff. My N64, my original Game Boy, not even like the Game Boy Pocket or the Color, like the big gray brick.
Uh-huh.
I had that in there. So all that stuff, but I had all my Pokemon cards in there, and in that collection, they would have had to be graded, of course, because of the whole PSA thing. They got to know,
Right.
um, they have to be, perfect or whatever. But I know for a fact in my collection, I had 6 of the original run holographic shadowless Charizard cards, the ones you hear about on the news or on
It's like
articles on
only
the
3 of
internet.
them, right? Ever made
Selling,
or some shit.
selling, selling on.
Oh.
They're selling in auctions for like $250,000 if they grade it like a PSA 10. So it's like I had 6 of those. I'm not sure if any of them would have graded PSA 10, but
Right.
one could have,
One
and
could have. At good odds. Maybe. Maybe not.
yeah, I mean, so now it's like I'll never know, and maybe someone made a good chunk of money off of my Pokemon card collection.
Wow.
I
Maybe
mean,
they're being sold right now. You don't even know.
yeah, they could be. You never know, man. But yeah, I mean, it's just like with this, it's like you said, season's over unless there's some random act of God that is like, you know what, season's not over. Here you go. Here's a random twist of fate, and everything is now changed.
If Loth would have been like, hey, we're gonna side with you guys against Honor. We're sorry
Yeah,
about them betraying
like
you.
we're gonna, we're dissolving the unified faction, and we're gonna start fighting them now.
We're gonna spice things up for PvP because we're bored.
Yeah,
That's what we're gonna do.
yeah. Pull a Arnor. Be like, you know what? We're gonna take a page out of their book, and we're gonna spice it up because we're bored now. Here you go.
Well, too bad we can't we're evil. We can't just join. And the season's locked. We can't just join Loth. Or be like, hey, all our whales are gonna join you, and then we're gonna convince you to fight against your ally. That'll be fun.
I mean, I've got some friends from season 1 that are in Loth, and when everything was going down, and I saw, the writing was on the wall, we were going to be fighting them, and I had been talking to some of them, and none of them agreed with it. But you kind of got to go with what you got to go with.
Right? Yeah, you got to be a good ally, right? You got to keep your word.
So
fair enough.
I was talking to him, and I was like, listen, I was like, so here's what I was like, you don't want to fight us, but you gotta, I was like, you guys in particular don't want to fight us, but you can't attack Arnor because you're a unified faction. I was gonna be like, so what if a bunch of you decided that you're gonna go fight Linden?
That's a good point.
Them mad, and then they start attacking you, and then you have to pull on Arnor the same thing they pulled on you, being like, hey, they're attacking us, you have to fight them too, and turn that alliance around and twist it on its head. But I don't think obviously nothing ever came of that. I don't know. I think it was just going to be too much, or maybe it wouldn't have worked. I'm not sure. But you heard a lot of things. I heard some rumors that it was like, yeah, there's guys in Gondor that didn't agree with the vote, and they're going to start a civil war. And yeah,
right. I heard that too, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, and I don't really see it down there. Do you? I mean, it looks like Gondor's pretty into it since they're getting help pushing their capital to take it back.
Right. Why wouldn't you? I mean, get your capital back, get some lands back, upgrade some keeps. You get some points at the end of the season. I wouldn't join us.
No.
Yeah, not smart.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it is. You got to do what you got to do, but
that just leaves us on the out.
Yep, on the out. I mean,
that's what it is.
I mean, that's what we all thought last season was going to turn into at one point, right?
Right.
But we got lucky. I don't think we can get lucky twice. Not twice in a row.
Yeah, and Osmosis Jones was like, "Hey, man, yeah, you never know." He messaged me. He's like, "Yeah, you never know. Can't really predict, the season how it will turn out." I was like, "Yeah, that's true."
Well,
But
That's true, but he only says that because of what happened to them last season. How
yeah,
they thought they were on top and
yeah,
they ended up not being. But I feel like in this case, it ended up in Erebor's shoes from our season 2. I think we grew exponentially very fast, faster than anyone else. We were kind of expanding, and I feel like just because of that, everyone kind of saw us as a threat. It's like the you know team up on the big guy and then worry about everyone else.
yeah. We did come out pretty strong.
Yeah. I was actually worried about that too at first because everyone's like, push this keep, push this keep, push this keep. And I'm like, we're putting a big target on our backs. Like, you all realize that, right? Like, I know we need to take the keeps, but
Yeah, we took them really fast. We were really fast. We took everything like lightning speed too. We took like 2 keeps in a day, like multiple days in a row. While people were on
yeah,
like barely taking one after like 5 days. It
yeah.
was we
Like,
were
I
going
think,
hard.
what was it? Rohan finally took a 160 after 5 days or something.
Yeah, we were going hard.
Yeah. I think that was, probably part of it. You come off as intimidating, and everyone's like, okay, well, if they're fighting that guy and they're, doing okay, then I'm gonna, join them because they'll be able to put them in their place, and then it's like I'm on the winning side.
Right. Fair enough, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean
You.
that's what you got to do, man. Like you said, you got to get your season rewards. We did it season 1 when we were in Angmar. We ended up salvaging our season by doing the what was it, the season 1 version of a unified faction, the allegiance system.
Yeah.
Yeah, our warband allegianced ourselves to Mordor, and so that's how we salvaged our season.
Hmm.
Um,
You have any plans for this season now that you kind of know how it's gonna end, or are you just gonna play in the Rohan server and just hang out over there?
I think so. I think I'm gonna try and right now my plan right now is to get uprooted and see where I land.
Okay. Yeah.
Because depending on where I land, is gonna determine my next steps. Because right now, um, like I said, I think I'm gonna be bouncing back and forth, of course, doing my daily tips and doing something here and there. And I think right now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna see where I get uprooted and land to, and when I land, see where I am. Hopefully, I'm like really hoping I get lucky enough that I get landed at like the far end of Southern Cond, where I'm just really off the beaten path.
Yeah, I'm kind of there right now. I'm taking some stone
Yeah,
tiles because I feel like that's kind of out of the way and it's gonna be a long time before anyone gets down there, and no one's gonna want to take a 300 stone tile, right? So I'm just like, this way I'll keep some kind of resources when they've all gone away.
yeah.
And
So like I'm hoping
I
to
don't
get.
care if anybody hears that. On the other team is like, we're gonna get Ross's tiles now. We're gonna go right beam right for him. It's like, dude, whatever, man, go
Yeah,
for it.
go for
Whatever.
it. It's
I'm gonna go
yeah. I'll
somewhere
go
else and take
somewhere else
tiles
and get another
because
tile.
that's all I'm doing this season, taking tiles. And I'm going for this Grima build, this range Grima build. I'm gonna try it out.
Oh yeah, that ranged Grima build. I definitely heard you and
Dude,
Spencer
did you
talking
see
about.
that? Did you see that screenshot I posted on Discord of him? He demolished a full golden Gilgalad,
That's
like
insane.
R5 Gilgalad, and he just pieced it. And the T4 Elven units have pursuit, and Grima has his evade or whatever, doesn't he? So, but it didn't even matter. Didn't even matter. Yeah. You have prudence, which is all allies get evade um,
Yeah.
for the first 2 rounds.
Yes.
But those Elven T4 have pursuit, so they ignore that. But he
Yeah.
still wiped the floor with them. That was crazy.
Yeah.
And
That's wild.
I'm seeing Grima's also beat Celeborns, and the Celeborns all have madness immunity, but it doesn't matter. They just still lose to Grima. And the beginning of the season, I'm like, bench your Grimas, everybody. Bench your Grimas. They're gonna be garbage because the Loth have Pursuit, and Loth have this new commander that's probably really good. I thought it was good. Apparently, it's not. It's getting beat left and right now. And that new commander has anti madness built in to its talents.
Yeah.
Like, bench your Grimas, don't play Grima. But now I'm seeing all these reports come in, and Grima is just poning. Panona noobs.
That's crazy.
So I'm definitely gonna play that. Try to get that up. Test it out a couple times. Maybe I'll go to some fringe corner and battle some Linden or something.
I'm gonna try and get myself down into a fringe corner here. I'm gonna try and get myself, I'm gonna get myself a high level tile to hold for a while. I'm just gonna I'm gonna keep building. I'll log on. I'll build. I'll keep recruiting. I'll make sure if the time comes, I have a nice, full, healthy barracks, and I'm gonna keep mock battling my commanders and get to a point, and especially like I said, I really want to try and sneak out somewhere and just solo keep for shits and giggles.
Do it, dude. Yeah, have fun.
And so I'm gonna make sure I'm getting my Gothmog freaking leveled up, my Ukthak, my Sharku, Yusra. Who's the other one I think I have that has some of that? I think it Grishnak. Yeah, Grishnak has a little bit of extra siege damage. Just
do you have a Grima?
Leveled up. Huh?
You have a Grima?
Yes, I do.
Oh.
My Grima is R7.
Dang, dude, you're there. Yeah. So he's like fast becoming like he has to be like the best commander for the evil side, or just about like for like free to play. I just can't believe as all the reports I see, he's just so good. Like it's just it just feels so good to put points into him, and I don't know. Even getting him at high respect, he's got good value, like in Feeble.
Yeah, I mean, because even like you said, like against in situations where it doesn't make sense, like against that Loth T4, like he still pulls out a win.
Yeah,
it's like I don't get it.
I don't get it either. I don't know.
But
but yeah,
man.
Yeah, dude. We've been running for like an hour now, dude. Can you believe that? This time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, man, I hear you.
Is there anything else you want to talk about or bring up? We wrap it up.
I'm trying to think. No, I think we pretty much touched base on most of the comings and goings from the last few days.
Yeah.
But, I'll make sure because I know you're not in that Rohan server. I'll make sure I keep you updated on everything because I stirred up a little bit of trouble already and ended up getting like 2-3 Rohan players that aren't from our group that traveled over to betray me, and now everyone's mad at them. And I haven't even checked it in like 2 hours because I had to get on. I was getting ready to get on here and talk to you. So
oh man,
there and see what happened. I might have started a civil war. And
that's awesome.
You can ask Zaddy, like it wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah, you and Zaddy, dude, crack me up.
So before I go, one last thing was so in season 1 when we did the allegiance system, it didn't work like the United faction does. You could use like their tiles, but like you couldn't relocate into like even though we were allegiance to Mordor as Angmar, we couldn't relocate into Mordor territory. And we couldn't we could build forts there, but then we could build fortresses, but we couldn't build fortresses in Angmar lands anymore. And it was really screwed up. So anytime we would need to move across the map to get somewhere to move and help Mordor or do something, we would have to, if we needed a whole bunch of us to relocate, sometimes we'd have to take a keep from Mordor and recapture it. One of us would leave the warband, so we were Angmar again, capture it as Angmar. Or not, I say one of us, it was me. I always got sent to solo.
Yeah.
So capture it as Angmar. We'd all relocate, and then I'd rejoin the warband. Well, one time I was doing this, and I think I was actually, yeah, I was doing that, and while I was out of the war band, so I was Angmar again, and the likes of Zaddy and all them were still Mordor. I private messaged Zaddy in all caps, just saying rebellion with like 10 exclamation points, and I
Mm-hmm.
just demolished his two forts that were at that keep. And then I had like 10 armies there, so I literally stripped all my troops off the army, so they had like one command worth of one type of troop on there.
Right.
And I sent all 10 of them at one of his armies that was just standing there just to die because I thought it would be funny. And he was just like, dude, what the hell? And then I was like, okay, I'm done, can I get back in now, please?
That's so funny.
Oh yeah, he got so like I had an assigned babysitter in season 1 because I caused so many diplomatic issues for him. I didn't care. I was
Right.
like I said,
Yeah.
it was a vacation from our season, our other server, like this new Rohan server is for this one. So I didn't care. I didn't care about politics. I didn't care about all that. I was just like, I just want to fight things. So I attacked everything. I attacked a couple allies. I attacked enemies. Like I said, I even attacked my own warband when I could get out of it and be able to attack them. Like I did not care.
God bless you, dude. Jeez. I don't know, man. That's a lot. Well, I guess if you don't care, the drama doesn't matter, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, I was just like, I'm just
YOLO.
gonna do it
YOLO.
all. YOLO, man, YOLO.
That's awesome.
But, all right, man.
Yeah, dude. It was great talking to you.
Yeah, great talking to you
We need
too.
to do this again. I'm really liking the sit down Lord of the Rings Rise of War chats. I'm really digging it.
Yeah, man, you should try and get Zaddy in on one.
Okay,
I
yeah.
feel he probably has, after he watches it, he'll probably have a few choice things to say about a couple of the things I've said tonight.
Yeah, that's great. We could have multiple people. We could have multiple people on at once too. We could, I don't know. I don't
Whatever you
care.
do,
Do
just
whatever.
don't let Poon. Whatever you do, just don't let Poon in on one.
Okay, yeah, dude sounds crazy. I think of like what's that? Like the wild thornberries, the guy that's like whatever all the time. What?
Yeah, I know. What was
He
his
just
name?
I don't know. He just screams and it's just gibberish. That's what I think of Poon as. Like,
Yeah,
cocaine.
just cocaine horses. That's
Yeah,
it. That's it.
it's an inside joke. You gotta be there. Well, all right, man. It was good talking to you. Like I said.
Rest of your night.
You too, man. Take it easy.
All right, you too.
All right, bye. Awesome, dude. That was Bushrick. Great dude. All right, guys. Talk to you later. Peace.